I talked earlier about how this is totally normal. She's just lower density here than she is back here. So I just need to do a few fine little ones, but not a bunch. So over here, I'm leaving that out. We're not going to be putting that in the foil because those hairs are too fine. So just one drop out and another one. I'm going to do that same thing over here, and then we're going to do her bangs. Remember when you're doing these ones along the face, anything that is going to show right at, see that? Make sure, can you come in real close, Amy? You want this to be super skinny right here so that that right there doesn't look like a blob when you take the packets out. Look how close that is. It's just a skinny little hair right there. I can have it look blobby back here because it's going to be hidden, but not right here. It's going to show. And you guys have seen how thick her hair is when we look at, these are just such baby fine hairs. She has a completely different texture right around her face. Completely normal. Most people don't have even hair. Because these are such fine hairs, I'm able just to plop up the ends and put it all in one packet. And the reason why we're doing these all at the very end, this hair is going to lighten really fast. If I had started this at the very beginning, this hair would be melted. And I do want to secure these ones pretty good because it is such a little amount of hair. Okay, and then we're not going to touch those. All right, now we're going to do her bangs. Every now and then you might have a slip. See how that one's kind of slipping right there? It's because of weight. So I can just open this up. And re-glue it, I call it. Just pull it up, put some more on there. If this becomes a really big problem, this is when, remember how I tell you guys too thick is no good? This is when you could actually make it a little bit thicker. To make it pastier, just for it to stick, because I don't need to worry about. So I just added a little bit of powder, and I'm going to make this more pasty to make that spot right there stickier. So you can even tell it's pastier. Another thing, if you get lightener on hair that you do not want it, dry it off. Don't wash it off. Dry it off. What happens to bleach when it dries? It no longer works. It's why I'm always telling you to make sure you have fresh bleach. So if I just dry that off, it's not going to do anything. So make sure if you see some bleach in areas that you don't want, that you dry it off. Okay, time for some bangs. Same thing for her bangs. I don't want to go crazy because I don't want it to look like a Smurf bang. I want it to be beautiful like the picture that we showed you. We're going to leave out these little baby fine hairs because all we would be doing is melting them. And we're going to give it a nice jagged weave right there. It's a little too thick. And the reason why we need it nice and thin is so I can get that lightener all the way down to the scalp. If it's too thick, I'm going to have too much of a drag up there. So first I'm going to adhere it to the foil, back, forth, back, forth. And then I'm going to make sure at that top edge, as close as I can get, but jagged. Ooh, Amy, you're so good. So what Amy is doing right now, for all of you that know Jack Martin but hate how much he costs, understand that he has professional videographers following his every move, editing everything, and that costs a lot of money. And then his market. He's in a market that, you know, requires him to charge a lot as well. It's a beautiful production, but like everything, ooh, I used to tell my clients that would come from San Francisco and they would complain about how expensive their haircuts were in San Francisco. I tell them you have to understand their rent is really expensive and you're going to have to pay for that. So it's all about where we are and what our markets call for. So nice drop out and a nice weave. Once you put some lightener on that foil, you can let it go and have some freedom to do the painting. You just need that first initial bleach to adhere, and then you're good to go to be free to paint. This is her little part right here, so I just want to make sure that I have grabbed that. Stuff, but that's okay. Amy, you want to come on over here and we'll show them we're going to mix some more. So in case you missed our mixing in the beginning, we're going to mix a little more. When we mix bleach, the most important thing is that it's not too thick, not too thin, and creamy. I like to use a cream developer. See how it comes out like cream? They do make developers that are liquid and they come out like water. There's nothing wrong with those. They're just a little harder to get the lightener to be as creamy. You have to mix a little more. They work, nothing wrong with them. But if you can get your hands on creamy developer, it is better. And then also when you mix lightener, it just immediately thickens up. So you do want to give it a little stuff after it thickens up. Now, this is more bleach than what we need. Is probably what you guys are thinking, but you're already done while you're mixing up so much. Because when we go through her packets right now, if I have any spots that I want to brighten up, I can just use this lightener. So we are almost done, and we're going to be opening up the packets and checking to see where they're at. Amy, I love Hope's name. How did you come up with her name?
Oh, I just like the meaning of it.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
You always have hope.
Right? Okay. Flip these over so she can see. And let's check out those ones in the back. Actually, oh, sorry, I forgot to do this first. Then we'll let you see. So that's just some lightener. It came out. So I'm just gonna wipe that off. That was that one that we reattached. And one that we haven't opened up. Now we're looking good. So earlier when we looked at the packets, Amy had said, she goes, you know, I thought it looked pretty good. She said, but then when you moved it around, I could see it wasn't ready. So one of the things that's really important is to wipe the lightener off. And you guys can see there is a smidge, just a smidge, but not much. This is really a very yellow color. It has a teeny bit of orange in it, but not much. I'm gonna let it go just a little bit longer because I would prefer it to be this yellow and not this yellow. Want it to be a little bit lighter because of her blue. In order for the blue to be bright, I've got to get to light. If not, this dulls the blue out a little bit. We're gonna let this go just a smidge longer. We'll probably let this go 20 more minutes. Oh, but another thing. Her hair is in perfect condition. Even Amy could tell you, because Amy knows. Amy's hair went through some things. That doesn't look anything like your hair, huh, Amy?
My straw.
Yours was straw, and you can even tell that that's not straw, huh? Yeah. See, even as a stylist, you guys do know what hair looks like. This is lightened hair, but it's not over-processed. It's in great condition. I probably am going to have to get a hair swatch and over-process it to even show you guys what over-processed hair looks like. Peroxide is the developer. If you get some on your skin, it'll start to burn because it's eating at the hair just like it's eating at your skin. Just wash it off with some water. It'll stop. I think I'm going to shut the fan off. Don't need any more coolness. Are you cool enough? Oh, am I making you hot turning that fan off? Okay, you let me know. So this, Amy, can you zoom in on here? See, because I'm a perfectionist, this is going to bug me. There's this little spot that's hanging out, and it's going to stay orange like that if I don't fix it. Because it's outside of the foil. the top part of her hair. If it wasn't on the top part of her hair, I probably wouldn't care. But I don't want that to show. Okay, now I'm happy. And it's all about me and my happiness. Okay, the other thing I like to look at when I'm all done is my dropouts. Do they all look about the same? Because if you have a giant dropout someplace, it means you have a giant dark area. So that looks nice. That doesn't look crazy. These are all nice and small. And then my other area that I'm concerned with, this hair goes here. This hair goes here. We're good. I just didn't want to have a big dark spot right there, because I ended up having to put one here, but not over there. All right. Our next step, we're going to sit and we're going to wait for these last ones to come up. I can guarantee you we're going to be rinsing off her back first and waiting for the top. And then we will shampoo, we will dry, and then we'll come back on and show you guys what the bleach looks like before we put her blue on. So you can really see all the patterns that we created with this highlight. Thank you so much for watching. Love you, my YouTubers.